Hey Creep Freaks, Corey here. Today we have something a little bit different for you. Normally we do the scary stories, the hypnosis videos, the scary music that you could use for your Halloween parties or whatever you want to use it for, I guess. So we're actually going to be watching the top 15 videos that only brave people can watch. And, I don't really consider myself that much of a brave person, so I don't know why I was like, yeah, let's watch this. Let's totally do it. But here we are, and we're going to watch it together, and we're going to try to make the most of it. So here we go. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Number 15, Bedroom Exorcism. If you think you can brave these 15 videos, then you're braver than most. Our first entry has been getting big attention in the Spanish-speaking YouTube community. It's a video of two people performing an exorcism on a girl who clearly looks unwell. There's 2 eggs on this plate.
She got the Rona.
The priestess cracks one egg, and it appears perfectly normal. But after rubbing the other egg on the possessed girl's skin, it cracks open to a pure black sludge, which is an extremely creepy sign.
Ew.
But things get even more bizarre as the girl sits up with very dilated eyes and drinks the sludge, which causes her to shake and twitch. And the full video cannot be found on YouTube because it gets even more disturbing.
No way.
I think only seeing this part of the ordeal is enough to terrify anyone who isn't brave. Number 14. Hand on shoulder.
That was a little scary.
You never know when you'll face passing on. So what happens when it's not yet time for you to go? A shopkeeper in Adana, Turkey, escaped after a man passing by touched his shoulder and warned him to look behind him, alerting the oblivious man to the fact that the cover of a passing truck's back end was open. The metal piece formed toward him, but he managed to move out of the way to avoid getting hurt, or much worse. It's unclear from the footage how the passing man even knows to warn him.
Maybe he didn't know.
He hadn't even turned around to look at the approaching truck before reaching out to the shopkeeper. Guardian angel?
I think he was just trying to be a little sneaky.
As good as mine. Number 13, Poltergeist. We've all been there. It's a stormy night. Every sound in the house is an evil entity vying for your soul. That must have been what this man was feeling when he saw this happen in his dining room on a stormy night. The clip shows a man enter his dining room, which appears completely normal. Every chair in place. He enters his laundry room, then casts the camera down the stairs.
You don't go down there.
Something must have happened to cause him to search his house. He says hello down the stairs.
No.
Is someone or something there? He decides to go into his basement to investigate. The wooden steps are incredibly rickety. As he's nearing the bottom,
things white people do in scary movies. No.
He runs for his life, only to find his kitchen chairs precariously stacked up, balanced one on top of the other. The dining room light is swinging around. The shot is still as the man crosses the room and stands frozen in fear at this ominous sight.
Push the chairs
light
down.
Continues to swing, and nothing is there. There's something especially uneasy about the stacking of this man's furniture.
Sell your house.
Part of that uneasiness comes from the fact that no human could have done this particular building job in the short period of time that the man was away. Who do you think did it? Or what? Number 12. The Swarm. If insects aren't your thing, then this entry will highly test your bravery. This footage is of an insect swarm at the Cape of Good Hope in South Africa.
What is
the uploader writes, during our family holiday in 1996 or 7, we had parked the car and gone for a short walk up the cliffs. When we came back, we found that our car had become a hot spot for these giant wood lice, sea slaters. The clip shows piles upon piles of wood lice crawling around the car tires.
Yeah, I don't like that,
terrifying sea of insects, all coalescing.
I'm super creeped out by it,
As the uploader says, probably attracted to its cozy comfiness. After seeing this, would you be brave enough to climb back in and leave? I thought
Yeah.
not. Number
Yeah,
11.
I'd totally be
Dog
like,
in
"Bye."
crisis. Everyone who owns a dog knows that they can sense things we humans don't. Posted by Redditor ChewyBones02, he writes, I think
Oh,
my
look at
dog
those
had a
puppies.
crisis. And he isn't wrong. The video shows two dogs standing on a day sofa, looking out the window. The bigger one really starts to panic, its legs pushing the sofa so far from the window that he's stretched pretty impressively until he absolutely can't stretch anymore.
What is he doing?
And pops down to the floor. Meanwhile, a number of orbs appear throughout the clip, drifting across the room. Is something outside spooking these dogs? Or is it something paranormal inside?
The other one looks kind of scared, though.
After all, those orbs certainly point towards the latter. If only these dogs could talk.
Oh, he's just
let
chilling.
us know what the answer truly is. Number 10. Water warning. As we've said many times on this channel, nature can be a frightful thing. That statement is confirmed in this video posted by
What are you
National
doing, buddy?
Geographic in July of 2017. National Geographic describes what you're about to watch. Massive flooding has produced scenes of destruction and rescue in southern and central China. In one scene, a man is holding on for dear life to the side of a garage door as the waters
help your
rage
friend.
around him. The water is flowing
Get him.
rapidly, only about a foot from him, as he hides in the somewhat calmer waters out of the path. The water surrounding him is up to his chest. In the clip, you can see a rescue unfold as a man stands atop
Look, I
a
got you,
ledge with
homie.
some rope length of fabric tied around his waist, while the man below holds on tight, being taken by the water's heavy flow. Somehow they manage to lift the man out of the waters, pulling him to safety. Truly a heroic save in a seemingly horrifying situation. Number 9. One of them moves.
That's
A
cool,
doll
but I
with a
wasn't, like,
creepy
scared.
aura is chilling enough. So
Ooh, the
what happens
dolls.
when the doll actually moves?
No,
The
it doesn't.
G-Team Paranormal Investigators posted
No,
this
it
video to
does not.
YouTube in March of 2019, writing, after my recent video with Omar,
Which one?
I decided to take his haunted dolls home with me that night.
No!
I did not bring them inside my home. I left them in a shed out back.
Okay. No,
After
that's still on your
watching back
property.
The video I did with Omar a few
Which one?
times, I decided to introduce his dolls to mine and turn the camera on. The
No!
video reveals an
Like,
unsettling
hey, little spooky
movement.
bitch, you want
As
to meet my
Patty,
other little
the
spooky
host, is
bitch?
talking about the dolls. You can see one of the porcelain dolls' heads moves ever so slightly.
Because I don't want to keep her, but I'd like her to go to a good home. I mean, if there's somebody out there that's interested, I don't.
Take me home?
Did that
You getting rid of me?
thing just move?
As if she's listening. Is she? If she
She's
is,
like, "The fuck did you
does
say?"
she like what she's hearing?
What'd you say to me?
She must not have gone full on Chucky when the camera stopped rolling. So we
Excuse
can assume
me?
so.
She said.
Number 8.
Mm-mm.
Shadow people. If you've never come across a sadistic shadow, then you don't know true fear. Think you're brave enough to face it? Then
Nope.
keep watching. The
Nope.
footage shows an empty stairwell. A young woman appears at the top,
Okay, I'm trying to
descending
go home.
to the hallway.
Nope.
When she abruptly turns
Big ol'
back,
nope.
as a dark shadow enters the stairwell from the doorway below, the vague shadow then disappears into
shadow was
thin
just like-
air, but then appears again, moving up the stairs. Solifidian in the comments has a theory about the shadow ghost's movements. He writes, hypothetically speaking, a ghost may not have any real physical limitations, so maybe movements are not going to align with how physical matter moves, but it appears it is absorbing all visible light frequencies, so
Nope.
it must be comprised of some kind of particles. What do you think?
Big ol' nope
Is this
from
particle-like
me.
shadow ghost something worth investigating? I certainly think it
Nope.
is. Number 7.
You just leave.
Don't go in the closet. When you hear some unusual noise in your everyday life, do you ever stop to think, what in the
Uh-oh,
world was
no.
that? Redditor
I know.
Shadow Husky 1 did when he heard this strange sound coming from his parents' closet. Husky writes, just moved in, house built in the late 50s. When the boy walks into his parents'
Is
bedroom,
every house
you
haunted?
can see his reflection
Like-
in the floor-length mirror. Somebody's here, he says. As some note in the comments,
that?
at the 90-second mark, a strange shadow crosses the camera. Actually, it looks more like a blur or a smudge than a
Yeah.
shadow. He asks the
mean-
thing to please make a noise, and
Oh,
unfortunately,
there's
it
more.
responds.
Please make a noise.
As the boy is backing away from
No.
the door, you can hear what sounds like clothes hangers clang together. He then
thought I
enters
heard a
an
whisper,
adjacent
too.
bathroom connected to the closet.
Did you guys hear a
As
whisper?
he tries to flick the light a dozen times, a woman's voice can be heard for a moment.
Okay.
Who is it? What do they want? Is there a spirit haunting this closet? If so, what happened here? Shadow Husky doesn't stay long enough to find out. Can't blame him.
Yep,
Number
move out.
6.
Just moved in,
Old
move right
South
out.
Pittsburgh Hospital. It seems hospitals are incredibly haunted places. Posted to YouTube in
Yeah.
September of 2019. HRJ Paranormal Adventures navigates this hospital, situated at the foothills of the South Pittsburgh Mountain. The 68,000 square foot hospital was founded in 1959, but the haunting may date back to well before it was built. Unlike Penhurst, there are no reports of mistreatment at this hospital during its operation, but there were reports by hospital employees of paranormal activity, such as inanimate objects moving of their own accord, disembodied voices, and dark shadowy figures, including a 7-foot-tall man on the 3rd floor,
Ooh,
who is believed
that's
to be
tall.
a former surgeon who practiced at the facility. He's not the only one haunting the 3rd floor. A toddler spirit and an elderly woman have both been observed there. 2 other spirits, a janitor and a female spirit,
Are we gonna see 'em?
known as the Naughty Nurse, haunt the basement. This
She
has
naughty.
drawn many paranormal investigators to the hospital since it closed in 1998.
Naughty nurse.
HRJ Paranormal
No.
Adventures manages to capture a few paranormal
Okay,
entities
here we
in
go.
this video. One is a ghostly
got?
reflection that appears twice at 3 minutes 53 seconds, and then again at 3 minutes 58 seconds.
All that was touching all the people.
Follow the crew on their hour-long investigation of this haunted place, and you might just capture a few more spirit sightings and disembodied voices. Number 5. Creepy girl. Warning, don't enter a dark and disturbing abandoned house at night. Posted by Ka Records
Yeah,
in
don't.
2010, the team is exploring an abandoned house at night when they zoom in on a corner of the room. In that dark corner, behind various obstructions, appears a creepy girl doll. The disturbing sight causes them to race
Where?
from the room. Wouldn't you?
Where is
I
it?
don't think they had any other choice.
Oh,
Number 4.
that.
Penhurst Asylum. Asylums hold dark energy, and this one is no exception. This footage posted by the Paranormal Files navigates their visit to Penhurst Asylum. Patient number 1 entered the asylum on November 23, 1908. It took only 4 years for the hospital to be overrun by residents, with pressure to include others. The patients weren't only there to be treated, they were there to contribute to industry, whether it be farming, making and repairing mattresses or shoes, cooking or sewing. There were a number of industries
Yeah,
to which patients
sounds about
were
right.
assigned. Accused of ill treatment of patients, 9 employees of the institute were indicted in 1983, known as the Halderman case.
Indicted?
This indictment ended in the institution's closure and the discharge or transference of 460 patients to other facilities. With all that in mind, it's crystal clear that evil things happened at this institution. These happenings resulted in a presence that would make your stomach turn. Many claim that the site is haunted. In fact, the Institute's administration building was partially renovated as the Penhurst Asylum Haunted House in 2010. Again, using the site as such an attraction has been controversial due to the injustice that occurred there. But opening the place to the public has allowed
Ugh.
paranormal investigators to explore the hallowed grounds.
What?
If you're one who likes to fast forward to the scary parts, Jessie P in the comments has you covered, listing all the sightings or disembodied voices she caught in her viewing of the footage. Some of the catches are confirmed by others in the thread, particularly the hotspot at minute 46, around 46 minutes 35 seconds.
See some stuff. Come on.
Jessie notes a male whispers saying, "Go back."
Then I'm not
At 46 minutes 50 seconds, the same male voice states,
I didn't
"I'm a
hear it.
male."
Like right next to this ear.
Oh, heard that.
At 46 minutes 56 seconds, a female
Heard
says, "He is attacking you."
Oh.
Lots of other disembodied voices are caught by viewers watching the tour of the Institute. And at 1 hour, 5 minutes, 50 seconds, there appears a strange light anomaly as a light or figure seems to shift in the darkness of the hallway. If you're brave enough to watch the entirety of this video,
Oh, that's the
let us know
creepiest
in
thing,
the
probably.
comments if you've spotted other anomalies
Even that little bear thing's
or heard
scary.
any additional disembodied voices. Number 3, unknown force. Unknown forces are all around us. Will you be brave enough to fight when you encounter them? In this video, a man is standing in a dark alleyway when another man to his right appears. Figures also seem to be standing around him in the darkness, out of sight of the camera, as you can see vague flickers of movement. Suddenly, he's at the mercy of these figures, but the
What?
movement is not human, but like a hurricane force. He's thrown to the ground and the force disperses. Then the other full-figured man in the
No.
video grabs him before heading back
Is
into
he-
the adjacent building.
Is he getting
It's
dragged?
almost as if there's water on the ground. As the man tries
Yeah.
to move, there's a ripple effect. Then he is dragged by his feet by the unknown force off camera.
Don't
The
like
rippling
that.
continues for a
Mm-mm.
moment before going still, but the stillness is brief. When the other dude returns to the alleyway, looking
You
upon
okay,
the
bro?
scene, he suddenly rushes back into the building.
Was he thrown?
As something huge is thrown in after him. It's not clear if it's a person, place, or thing. A moment later, a
What?
figure wearing a long black cape and a hat leaves the building. A window shatters beside
like
it as the figure
that.
departs. What in the world is happening here? Any theories? I feel at a loss when coming up with a rational explanation for these happenings. Number 2.
Nope.
Haunted Graveyard. YouTuber Moxley's Crazy Adventures posted this haunted graveyard video in November of 2019, writing, "Welcome back to my first haunted graveyard. I went here to see what I could capture, if anything at all. What I
Why?
did capture was insane. Alright, you reeled us in. Let's just hope you deliver." And
didn't see
Moxley
it.
does deliver. He captures a dark shadow-like figure gliding across the backdrop of a lit brick wall. He shouts out to it, but it doesn't respond.
What the hell is that?
Saw that.
Hello?
He later hears
Definitely
heavy
saw that.
footsteps nearby. They're clearly heard in the leaves around him. In the comments, YouTuber Spooky Spectre notes that this thing wasn't moving like a human being, nor did the brush move as it passed by. It also didn't respond when being called out to,
Ugh.
or make noise or footsteps. Do you
Leave.
agree with Spooky Spectre? Did this freak you out? If not, then you're one
Yeah, a
brave
little.
cookie. Number 1. Mall incident. Reality is often way scarier than the supernatural. Posted to Reddit by Creeper Crisis, he writes,
That little car was kind of scary
"Horrifying
too. Oh, he
footage of
dancing.
something that happens daily here in London. The gruesome video shows a
What?
blade brandished at an area mall. Chaos unfolds as shoppers
he
realize
stabbing
what's going
people?
on. The blade wielder manages to flee the scene. The victims are also seen jogging through the shopping center. One
What an
clip shows
asshole.
security guards beside one of the men. The second man is then seen approaching and falls to the ground. Certainly terrifying
Aw.
to watch. I couldn't
Pulling out a
imagine
Band-Aid
how
for him.
terrifying it must have been to witness it in real life. Thanks for checking out this video. Be sure to subscribe because we have
All right. Well, I don't think a lot of those were really scary. Some of them were like, kind of creepy. The poltergeist one, I feel like that should have been like number 1 because that was like my number 1. Like, oh no, like what is happening? Like why she got eggs first of all, and that chick was like, that's pretty creepy. I feel like that should probably have been number 1. But anyway, so if you guys liked this video and you want to see more of us reacting to different stuff, just leave a comment in the comments section where comments go, and maybe we'll do some more for you. I think that we're going to try to do a little bit more different types of content so we can see exactly what all you creep freaks like. So just like and subscribe, and see you next time.